Hello, good afternoon, students. We are here to learn a very important topic in statistics, that is nothing but analyzing metaphor. So, in metaphor, there are different topics. First of all, we see what is metaphor, definition of metaphor, then types of metaphor, and then how to analyze, how to make analysis of metaphor in terms of the Joffre-Leach. So, Joffre-Leach has given this concept of metaphor, and this is also very important regarding our exam. So, what is stylistic analysis? What is the analyzing metaphor in statistics? So, actually, what is metaphor? It's very important for us to learn what is metaphor. So, actually, what is metaphor? That is the metaphor is a central to our poetic notion. To our poetic notion. So, what is metaphor? Metaphor is central to our poetic notion when a tenor and vehicle are the same. When a tenor and a vehicle are the same, no difference is assumed when the tenor and vehicle are the same, no difference is assumed, metaphor is created. So, when tenor and vehicle are the same, no difference is assumed, metaphor is created. So, this is the definition of metaphor. For example, all the world is stage. All the world's a stage, or all the world is a stage. So, this is the example by William Shakespeare. All the world is stage. This is the example by William Wordsworth. This is the example by William Shakespeare from his As You Like It. This is the song. All the world is stage. So here, what is world? So you know that all the world is stage here. All the world here, all the world is a tenor, and the stage is a vehicle. This is the metaphor. All the world is stage. All the men and women, male players, they have their entrances and exist, or they have their exist and entrances. So all the world is compared with the stage. So the dividing line between, that is the dividing line between simile and metaphor is thin, very thin. For example, Shivaji was a lion. This is one example. And second example, Shivaji was like a lion. So means Shivaji the Great, Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji was a lion, and Shivaji was like a lion. So Shivaji was a lion is a metaphor, and Shivaji was like a lion is a simile. What is this? Because in metaphor there is a tenor and vehicle are the same, no difference is assumed. So here, see here, in metaphor, Shivaji is compared as Shivaji is a tenor and lion is a vehicle. Whereas in simile, the comparison between the two things with the words like, as, like, so, then there is a simile. So what is the difference between simile and metaphor? The difference between simile and metaphor is that in simile there is a comparing words like as, like, so. These words are used, as, like, so. These are comparative words or words of comparison. and in metaphor there is no such kind of the words. So, but metaphor is more dramatic and more attractive than simile, because in simile we can say x is like y, and in metaphor we can say x is y. So this is simile and this is metaphor. This is the difference between simile and metaphor. X is like y, simile, but x is y, that metaphor. So according to Geoffrey Leach, simile is simile is simile is simile is a covert according to Geoffrey, simile is a covert and metaphor metaphor and overt metaphor and overt comparison. Simile is overt and metaphor is covert comparison. According to Leach, that is the according to Leach has given the difference between simile and metaphor. According to Leach, simile is an overt and metaphor a covert comparison. Or Johnson in his dictionary says that metaphor seems to be a simile compressed in a word. So this is the difference between simile and metaphor. So, or there are different types of metaphor. There are 4 notional clusters of metaphor. These notional clusters are concretive metaphor, animistic metaphor, humanizing metaphor, then synesthetic metaphor. What is concretive metaphor? In concretive metaphor offers physical characteristics to the abstract. For example, pain of separation, light of learning. In animistic metaphor, it offers animistic characteristics to inanimistic things. For example, angry sky, shoulder of the head. And humanizing metaphor, it offers human characteristics to non-human things. Friendly river, whistling wind. And synesthetic metaphor means it transfers one sensory perception to another. For example, warm color, dull sound, so and so. So these are the 4 types of metaphor. So we are learning towards the analysis of metaphor, or that is the analysis of metaphor. Actually, what is the analysis of metaphor? Analysis of metaphor. Analysis of metaphor. That is the I. Richards in his analysis of metaphor refers three things. That is the tenor, vehicle and ground. Tenor, vehicle and the ground. What is the tenor? Tenor is the subject of the literal subject. Vehicle is the object of the literal subject, and ground for the semantic ground, semantic explanation. So, but Geoffrey Leach gives three stages to analyze metaphor, to analyze a metaphor, For this, he gives Leach gives an example from Chaucer's Troilus and Cressidas. Chaucer's Troilus and Cressidas. This example is but ye lovers, that batten in gladness. So this is example given by Chaucer. This is example given by Chaucer. This is, but ye lovers that batten in gladness. So here the ye is an archaic word. It means you when it is used as a plural. But you lovers that batten in gladness. This is example given by Chaucer's. Leach has referred this example to analysis. Here the first step is that at the stage first separate literal from figurative use. This is the first stage. Separate literal from figurative use. In this stage, we have to separate literal and figurative interpretations. So, in this stage, you can say we are supposing in this stage, sorry, in this stage, some literal and figurative expressions are given. The lines of literal meaning, the line of literal meaning is L, and of figurative meaning is F. That is the L is equal to literal meaning, F is equal to figurative meaning. That is the L. See the example. L is but ye lovers that batten that batten in gladness. So this is the literal meaning. But he lovers that gladness. This is the literal meaning, and F is equal to the figurative meaning. That is so. See here, this literal and figurative expressions. See here, sometimes we come to the point where literal meaning seems to be absurd. At that time, we see here that is the L is equal to but ye lovers that batten in gladness. But what is figurative? Literally is that is the actually they are not bathing. Means these lovers are these lovers feeling gladness. These lovers are enjoying gladness, but not actually bathing. Actually, someone is bathing in the water, in the milk, and so and so. So, but so here the ditto marks. These ditto marks given below the words represent equally literal and figurative expression, or they are commonly used. Means the lovers are bathing in gladness. That is, the lovers are enjoying gladness. They are in happy mood, and they are actually bath means they are actually in happy mood. They are in romantic mood. This is the meaning. So this is the first stage. Then second stage is that is the second. Then second stage is in this line. Second stage is that construct tenor and vehicle by postulating tenor and vehicle by postulating semantic elements to fill in gaps of literal and figurative expressions. So in this stage we are supposed to use some appropriate words. For example, that is the top line is also given for tenor and bottom line for vehicle. That is, here is the tenor and here is the vehicle. That is the, see the example, but he lovers that bath in, actually figurative meaning, bath in gladness. And here the vehicle is that. What is vehicle? That is the but is common, but he lovers the marks, but he lovers that, not actually glad, actually they are lovers. This is a tenor and vehicle. This is the literal and figurative expression. That actually bath in, and here batten in, but where batten in? Actually batten in what? That is actually the sentence is given, but he lovers that batten in. This is literal and this is figurative. But he lovers that, not bath in gladness, but they feel in gladness. This is the feeling. This is, so this is, we use the word feeling. But actually bathing, actually the lovers are not bathing in gladness. Actually someone bath in water, in other liquid, but what is most appropriate? So here that is the water, etc. So this is the expression. So this is the use of, so but ye lovers that feel gladness, but ye lovers that bath in water. And so this is the expression. This is given by Jacques. So this is the expression. So this is the second stage, the constructor, tenor and vehicle. So the top line is tenor and bottom line is vehicle. And then third line is, that is the third line is, that is the ground. State the ground of the metaphor. That is the third line is, that is the state the ground of the metaphor. State the ground of metaphor. See here, that is the, actually lovers are happy in mood, they enjoy feelings, and are also bathing in water, the gift water, that is the gift of God, water, that is the gift of God, So this is the state of the ground of the metaphor. So actually lovers are happy in mood, and that is why this is the ground of the metaphor. Thank you. I hope you have understood whatever I have discussed here. Thank you.